Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, we will learn about flex item properties. So these properties are used on flex items, not flex container. Let's start with the first one. Say we want to stretch all these items to take the available space horizontally. And because this is direction row, so what we mean is we want to stretch them across the main axis. So if you wanted to stretch them across a vertical axis or cross axis, we could have simply used aligned items, but we want to stretch them across horizontally or across the main axis. So we could simply use another property called flex grow. It accepts a number value. So by default, this value is 0. So if I add this property here, flex grow, and let's give it a value, say 0, nothing changes because this is the default value. But here, what we want to do is make all the elements grow by the same size. So we could simply give it a value 1. Let's save it. And as you can see here, all these elements are expanded with this same width. So they've got equal size in all the available space. Or let's say we want the second item to be twice the size of other items. So in that case, we could simply select the second item. So item and a child, let's say second. Let's change the background color, say bisque or biscuit, I don't know. So let's save it. And now as you can see, our second item has the background color. So let's give it a flex grow value. So let's say 2. Let's save it. And now as you can see, it has double the width of other items. Similarly, say we wanted an item to be smaller than other items, we could simply use another property called flex shrink. So instead of flex grow, let's try using flex shrink. Let's say 2. So we want this to be half the size of other elements. Let's save it. And as you can see, nothing happens here. Why is that? Because this flex grow property is also being applied to this item. And flex grow and flex shrink don't work together. So first we need to do flex grow 0. So we are sending it back to the default value. And now as you can see, the second div is smaller than other divs. Let's remove all these shrink and grow properties. Let's save it. Let's remove this also. So as you can see, by default, the items take just enough width to wrap the content. But we can give these items a minimum width. For that, Flex has another property called Flex Basis. So let's try that. So Flex Basis, let's say 120 pixels. Let's save it. And now as you can see, all these items have a default minimum value of 120. Flex has this another cool property. It helps to change the sequence of these items. It is called order. And by default, all the Flex items have a default value of 0. So to bring something at the start, we could do order -1. So let's give it a try. Let's say we want to move this second one on the first position. So we could just give it a value, order -1. Let's save it. And now as you can see, the second element is moved to the first position. Similarly, say we wanted to move this at the end. So by default, everything has a value 0 and 1 is greater than 0. So we could simply use 1. And as you can see here, the second div is moved at the end. Now say if you wanted to align particular items, so in that case, you could use the property align self. So let's comment this for now. Let's save it and everything is back to normal. Now say we want the second and fourth element to have a different align value. So in that case, first let's select the second and fourth element. So for that, we could do something like this, item and a child even. Let's give it a background color. Let's save it. And now as you can see, the second and fourth element has a different background color. Let's say we want them to be aligned in the center. So we could do something like this, align self and center. Let's save it. And nothing changed because there is no extra space vertically. So let's add some height here. Let's say height and 400 pixels. Let's save it. And as you can see, the second and fourth element is aligned in the center. Similarly, let's say we wanted odd ones to be aligned in the start. So we could do something like this. and a child and odd. Let's say align self and start. Let's save it. And as you can see, the odd elements are aligned at the start and even are aligned in the center. That's all for today, guys. If there's something that you did not understand, feel free to drop a comment and we will discuss it. See you in the next video. Bye and take care.